Julia lived a simple life, small town, loving family, everything peaceful until it wasn't.
It started subtly. A chill down my spine when the air was warm, whispers in the dead of night, shadows moving in the corner of my eye. My dreams became vivid, terrifying. I would wake up in a cold sweat, heart pounding. Something was wrong, deeply wrong.
The disturbances escalated, growing more intense with each passing night. What started as faint whispers and cold drafts soon turned into violent, unexplainable events. Objects moved on their own, defying the laws of physics. Chairs slid across the floor and books flew off the shelves as if propelled by an unseen force. Her reflection in the mirror twisted into a grotesque mockery. Her behavior changed drastically, becoming more erratic and unpredictable.
Once sweet and kind, I became cold, distant. The warmth in my eyes faded, replaced by a chilling emptiness. My words dripped with venom, my eyes burned with an unholy fire. Every interaction was laced with malice and anger. I lashed out, my voice a guttural growl. The rage within me was uncontrollable, consuming every part of my being.
Her family watched in horror, unable to recognize the person she had become. Their beloved Julia was now a stranger. This was not their Julia. The girl they knew was gone, replaced by something sinister and malevolent. Something evil had taken root in her soul, twisting her from the inside out. Fear turned to desperation as they sought answers. They called in priests, doctors, anyone who might help. Each expert brought their own theories, but none could explain the true horror. The answer was clear. This was beyond the realm of science. Julia was possessed by a force far darker than anyone could have imagined. The air crackled with tension as the priest entered Julia's room. Shadows danced on the walls, cast by the flickering candles that barely held back the darkness. He was a grizzled veteran, his faith forged in the fires of countless exorcisms. He knew the enemy well, having faced it many times before. His eyes, hardened by years of battling the supernatural, scanned the room with a steely resolve.
Latin filled the air, ancient words of power challenging the darkness. Each syllable was a weapon, each phrase a shield against the malevolent force that gripped Julia.
Julia thrashed, an inhuman strength animating her limbs. Her eyes, once full of life, now glowed with a sinister light, reflecting the battle raging within her. The room grew cold. A suffocating presence descended, making it hard to breathe. The very air seemed to thicken with malevolence. The priest pressed on, his voice unwavering. He held a crucifix aloft, its presence a beacon of hope in the oppressive darkness.
Holy water splashed against Julia's contorted face. Steam rose where it touched her skin, sizzling as if it had struck something unholy.
She screamed again, a raw, primal sound that echoed through the house. It was a scream of pure terror, a sound that seemed to come from the depths of her soul.
The battle raged on, an intense spiritual warfare that seemed to shake the very foundations of the room, good against evil, light against darkness. The cross gleamed brightly, cutting through the shadows like a knife. For what felt like an eternity, they fought. The struggle was relentless, each side refusing to yield, then silence. Julia lay still, her eyes closed. The demon was gone. The room, once filled with chaos, now felt eerily calm. The battle was over, but the scars would remain. Julia returned to herself, weak but whole. The ordeal had taken a toll on her body and mind, leaving her fragile and vulnerable. The possession had left its mark, a constant reminder of the horror she endured. She remembered nothing, but the fear lingered, a shadow in her eyes. It was as if the darkness had imprinted itself on her soul.
Life went on, but it was irrevocably changed. The family tried to resume normalcy, but the atmosphere was thick with unease. The family lived with a constant, unspoken dread. Every creak of the floorboards, every flicker of the lights sent shivers down their spines.
The experience had shaken them to their core, leaving them with a chilling question. They couldn't shake the feeling of being watched.
Was the demon truly gone? Or was it lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike again? Or was it merely waiting, biding its time for another opportunity to return? The uncertainty gnawed at their peace, turning it into a fragile illusion.